Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be rejection, inner peace, and confidence. I've got an email here from a guy who basically chickened out for the first 3 times that he interacted with this beautiful woman that he met in his gym. And so we're going to talk about rejection, the fear of it, and why it's better just to get rejected right off the bat than to continue walking around with feelings of desire and hiding them or holding them into yourself, because it tortures you. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you attached to somebody who often might not even be available. So I got a quote that I wrote, and I'm going to go through his email. And the quote says, "Most women enjoy respectful romantic interest from men in general, even when they are married or in a relationship. Everyone loves to feel wanted and desired and like they've still got it. Women who are taken and loyal will be honest and upfront, thank a man for his flattering interest, but politely turn him down when he asks them for a date. Women who are taken, unhappy, and not loyal may mislead a man, encourage inappropriate interest, string him along as a backup or male orbiter, or even cheat on her lover when a new man expresses interest. Women who are taken, unhappy but loyal, may display interest while mentioning their boyfriend or husband, or give out or take contact info in case they decide to end things for good with their lover. A woman's integrity level will determine how far she will take things with another man when she's already in a relationship but unhappy. For men, it's always best to invite taken women to get in touch if their relationship does not work out, and refuse to be involved with them in any way as long as they are taken." Now, the reason why a guy should never... I've done countless stories on guys that have been the other woman. I did one just recently. A guy spent 5 years of his life hung up on a married woman he was having an affair with. And he finally got rid of her, and within 90 days, he met a new girl that doesn't have any of that bullshit going on in her life, and they're just hanging out, having fun, and hooking up, not worrying about sneaking around or worrying about the husband showing up. And it's like, why would you want to deal with that shit? If your life is a drama-free zone, you're looking for somebody who's ready, willing, and able. You don't have time for tire kickers or time wasters, or girls who are indecisive, who are trying to line up the next guy while they're still involved with another guy. You just don't want to do it, because what you're doing, if you do get involved in those situations, is you're putting the vibe out there that you tolerate this kind of bullshit. And as the months go by, even if you start hooking up with this chick, even if it's for a short period of time, that's the vibration that you put out there. And therefore, you allow more of the same kind of person or people to continue showing up in your life. You're literally inviting them into your life. And if you want to date women that have integrity and that loyalty is something that matters to them, like attracts like. And that means that you have to operate from that place. If you want a woman who has integrity, you have to be a man of integrity. Even when you encounter women that have no integrity and that are hot and they want to cheat on their boyfriends or their husband or that guy that they're going back and forth with, you just stay the fuck away from those situations. There's too many single women out there that you can have something much better with. Because again, like attracts like. Whatever you observe, you participate in. So if you participate with somebody in your life, in your personal life, who is dishonest, who's a liar, who's a cheater, who's devious, now you're inviting that energy into your life. And you're going to continue to find more of those kind of people just showing up because you're tolerating that vibration. That's definitely something to think about. So for some of you guys that are just allow yourselves to be run by your dick and not be able to remain objective, you're going to experience a lot of pain. It's a lot easier to have your life as a drama-free zone. When people don't treat you the way you want to be treated, they can get the fuck out. People you're dating, same thing. They can get the fuck out. I don't want any drama. If the girl's got no integrity, if she's too weak to get out of a bad relationship or an unhappy one, that's not somebody that you want to be with. That's the bottom line. You attract how you act. So let's go through his email. He says, "Hi Corey, I joined a new gym about a month ago. They require an evaluation when you become a member. I pushed it off for 3 weeks and finally went. I met this 23-year-old girl named Jessica. She's a trainer and yoga instructor there. Bet she's flexible. She did my evaluation and seemed extremely interested in me, asking me all types of personal questions about my school, major, why I was upset with my younger brother, etc. Why are you telling chicks that you're upset with your younger brother? Where's the positivity in that? If it ain't positive, it ain't going to make you look more attractive, why mention it? I thought nothing of it at first. Then again, I'm a 21-year-old male who is blind to what women do. After this, I believe I am wiser. She was explaining the results from the machine I had to stand on, and I looked up and saw that her pupils were dilated. That's usually an indicator of interest. When a girl's pupils dilate, it means, wow, I really like what I see. And she was smiling at me the whole time. Cupid shot me. We talked and held a conversation for quite a while. For whatever reason, I couldn't find it in me to ask for her number. So you fucking bitched out and chickened out. So when you think about that, because why the guy's not, and he's in that situation, why did he not say anything? He's afraid of being rejected. How am I going to look? What if she has a boyfriend? Oh my God. Well, as a man, his masculine energy is about purpose, drive, mission, succeeding, accomplishing, breaking through barriers, overcoming challenges, and that includes your own fears, insecurities, and doubts. If you just ask, even if she shoots you down, that's a victory. That's a win. Because you got something that was inside of you, and you made it external. And once it's external, it's out of you, you've done your part, and the rest of the day you can go, that was fucking awesome, now at least I know. Because instead what happens is you don't ask her, and you're thinking, I'm pretty sure that girl was into me. And then you're plotting and planning, when am I going to see her next? What am I going to say to her next time? What am I going to bring up? What am I going to talk about? How am I going to make her laugh? How am I going to get her to like me? And you're thinking about all this unnecessary bullshit that can go on for days or even weeks as you're hoping to run into her again. And when you're in that place, when you're giving off that vibe, now you've become attached to somebody, you don't even know it's available. And what you've done is you're basically taking yourself completely out of the dating game because now you're starting to focus on somebody that you don't even know it's available. It's unhealthy. Whereas if you just ask the girl, she's either going to say yes, no, or give you some bullshit excuse to make you think you still got a chance, get your number, or she'll give you hers, and then you'll never get on the phone and never get her on a date. But at least if you take action, that leads to a sense of inner peace, and it builds confidence because you had the balls to do it. It takes a lot of balls to do something like that in a public place. So he says, Monday we saw each other and no words were exchanged. So now he's walking around acting like he doesn't give a shit. And he's still torturing himself over this girl. I saw her and another woman who is a trainer there conversing and somewhat looking at me. He should have been like, and waved her over. Hey, what's up? What are you up to? You miss me? You been thinking about me? Hey, we should get together and have dinner sometime. When are you free? That's all you gotta say, dude. I felt uncomfortable, but continued with my workout. As I was lifting, her and the woman were walking side by side and walked to this closed office door. As she was walking, she saw a guy she knew. It did some karate move, I think to get my attention. So now he's telling him, it's all about me. She's trying to get my attention. No one answered this closed door, and I went to the water fountain and the desk close to it. My back was turned, and she yells loud, how's everything going, Bob? So now she's, hey, what's up? How you doing? She walked in front of me and held a conversation. There was no eye contact this time, and then she asked me how my weekend was. Maybe she wanted me to follow her. Dumbfounded, I went back to lifting. So again, look, think about all the time and all the mental energy. He's probably laying awake in bed at night thinking about this girl, fantasizing about her, fantasizing their kids and their dates and the house they'll live in and all this ridiculous fantasy stuff. And if you just pull the trigger in the beginning, so it's like when you think about it from this perspective, what pain is worse? The pain of instant rejection or the pain that he's been carrying around with him for, looks like the better part of a week now? A moment of pain versus a week of pain. People will do more to avoid pain than they will do to gain pleasure. And so if you think about what are the painful consequences if I don't ask this girl out, I'm going to be walking around kicking myself because I'm going to be like, I'm sure that girl, maybe that was the one. Maybe that was the girl I was supposed to be with. And you think about things like that versus you go and you take the risk, and either way, you're going to feel confident. That builds your confidence when you do these things. Repetition is the mother of skill. And when you realize she's not going to bite your head off, you think, wow, next time around, I'll pull the trigger and I won't be walking around feeling ashamed of myself for a whole fucking week. So he goes on, he says, so Tuesday I went to her yoga class. I entered and she smiled and laid out a mat in front of her when I was in the corner. She told me I could put it anywhere I wanted, so I just kept it there. Again, she initiated the conversation. Thursday, I went to yoga, and the male trainer, there's like 4 or 5 days now, and the male trainer was taking attendance for the class for whatever reason. He said, Bob, how do you spell your name? And I asked him, first to last. He replied, last. She was right outside the room and came back in and spelled out my 4-letter last name out loud. I didn't have to say a word. The same day, I initiated a conversation, asked how her day was and what she had planned for the weekend. And she finally mentioned the boyfriend and how they were going to a theme park nearby. So think about that. You could have gotten this shit out of the way the first time you met her. And just said, if she goes, oh, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. Just say, you know what, you're a great gal, and I'd love to take you out. So, hey, if for some reason doesn't work out, let me know. I'd love to take you out. Great, I'll see you later. Give her a hug and you're out of there. Then you never have to bring it up again. Pretty simple. And so, if you see her from time to time, you know she's taken, and you're not going to get wrapped up emotionally or attached to her because she's taken, and that's not what you're looking for. And you never know. A month or two from now, hey, what's up? What's new with you? Oh, well, I'm single again. That's great news. We should get together and have dinner. When are you free? It's pretty simple. If she likes you, she'll let you know what her boyfriend situation is. He says, I was and still am crushed. At least you know, dude. But you tortured yourself. And what happens was, that week or two that you were thinking about her constantly and obsessing over her, your attraction level was growing. You were becoming attached to it. That's an unhealthy attachment. And you did it to yourself. But you could have nipped that in the bud by just asking her out the very first time you were sure she was interested. And then once she told you she had a boyfriend, you say, hey, well, if it doesn't work out, let me know. I'd love to take you out. I think you're an awesome girl. Beautiful and a lot of fun, charming. A little bit of naughty side to you. I really like this girl, but I hear she has been in a relationship for 8 years on and off. I have been on and off with someone for 4 years, but that is at its end. My close friends and family were happy for me, but confused when I got the response that I did from her. Can you help me with what you think she is doing and what I should do? Well, it's obvious that it sounds like she likes you, but she's got a boyfriend. And she's told you about the boyfriend. Now, there are women that will tell you about the boyfriend, but they won't do anything about it. Because remember, sex has got to be the guy's fault. And so when they tell you about the boyfriend, that's like full disclosure to them. Therefore, if you make a date and they don't have any integrity and they don't respect the sanctity of their relationship, they'll sleep with you. But they can blame it on you because they told you up front that they had a boyfriend. Isn't it interesting how the logic of women's minds is? But at the end of the day, if you want a relationship, if you want a girlfriend, this is not the kind of person to become involved with. Just consistently be a man who has integrity. You see a girl you like, ask her out. And if she's not available, hey, if it doesn't work out, let me know. And we'll go out. It's pretty simple. But it's the best place to be. I mean, you see this guy's tortured himself. Now he's hung up. And so it's going to probably take several weeks to get to the point where he's not thinking about this girl and obsessing about her all over the time and trying to pick apart every single thing that happens when he sees her and talks to her at his gym. You can see every time he walks through his gym, he's going to be antsy about this situation and thinking about it. So what you should be doing is talking to other women in the gym and asking out other women. If you have lots of choices and you have lots of options and you want somebody that's single and available, single and ready to mingle, if you will, then women like this, you're just like, all right, next. You keep circulating, you keep moving on, because you can't have what you want when you get involved with somebody like this. She's just not available. It's the way it is. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching session. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the Products tab at the top of your screen. and just follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.